Welcome to today's episode of the comment section, where the internet never sleeps and never forgets. This is your favorite show where everybody suddenly becomes a doctor, economics, marriage counselor, philosopher, immigration officer, and motivational speaker, all in one thread. You know, if people are talking about it online, we are here to break it right down. I'm your host and official mouthpiece, T Shine. This is the comment section because the internet always has something to say. All right, talking about today's stories, fear on the Ebola pandemic, Nigeria's wealth predictions by ECOWAS, social media hassle on Shafo Bello's statement on run scales, relationship outtakes from ex-basket mouse wives, and trolls collecting outlandish responses. Talking about History 101 and the Ofita segment coming your way. Who will be our guest and which story or event are we remembering just like yesterday? We'll go on a quick break shortly, and when we return, the comment section continues. All right, now let's take a quick look at today's stories. First, on the fear on the Ebola pandemic. Secondly, Nigeria's wealth predictions by ECOWAS. Let's call it a good news. Social media hassle on Shafo Bello's statement on runs girls, while relationship outtakes from ex-basket mouse wife and trolls collecting outlandish responses. Also looking at History 101 and the Unfitted segment coming your way as well. Who will be our guest and which story or event are we remembering just like yesterday? Okay, we'll go on a quick break shortly, and when we return, the comment section continues. If you're just tuning in, welcome on board. You haven't missed much. Fresh concerns are rising across Africa as Ebola cases continue to increase, and now the federal government representatives, Minister of Interior Tunji Ojo, NCDC officials, Chief of Staff to the President Femi Gbajabiamila are reportedly considering possible flight restrictions and tighter airport surveillance to prevent the virus from entering Nigeria. This has already triggered panic because memories of COVID-19 has not been erased. Trust social media to give you their POVs like never before. Let's take a few comments. We have Olori_D1 on Instagram who says, distractions, why is the man talking and not Ministry of Health? Second, we have Niamish also on Instagram who says, they are still considering, what a joke. Also, we have Bami_DMW who says, problem everywhere. Actually, this is really serious. We don't want to go through process negligence. All necessary precautions must take immediate effect. All we can say is God bless Nigeria.
Let's go.
All right, moving on to the next story. ECOWAS has done it again. The Economic Community of West African States has projected that Nigeria could emerge as the world's 5th richest country within the next 50 years. Guess what? Nigeria saw 50 years and immediately started calculating whether their great-grandchildren will finally enjoy steady electricity, cheap food, good roads, free education, no terrorism or kidnappings, and so on. Thanks to ECOWAS, by the way, for the futuristic analysis every market day. Now let's read some comments as it got our attention online. Now we have Bostack on Instagram who says, damn, I'll be 84 by then. A great grandpa. I see you, Bostack. Also, we have Mr. Common Sense who says, I agree it's possible. Only if we start to get a serious government in place as early as 2027. Now, finally, we have another comment from Pear.Pressure who says, it's more like 500 years. Who can relate with that? All right, some saying Nigeria has potential, some asking, will we still be alive to verify this ranking? Add that to your current age, then you have the answer. Now, the tough question is, can citizens survive the current economy long enough to witness that future? Let me know in the comments. It's getting more interesting. Clapback and Throw segment coming right next after the break.
Behind every broadcast,
there's a heartbeat. Behind every headline, there's a human story. A mother fighting for her family, a student chasing a dream, a community searching for hope. At Silverbird, we don't just tell stories, we listen, we connect, we care. Because television isn't about cameras and lights, it's about people. The smiles, the tears, the victories, the everyday lives that inspire us all. From our studios to your homes, we're not just on your screen, we're part of your life. Silverbird Television. It's about entertainment and more.
Welcome to Clapback and Trolls, where we look at celebrities, personalities, and public figures who refuse to stay silent online. People really forget celebrities are human beings until the clapback actually lands. We have creative music director T.G. Omori, who reminded Dami Foreign, an ex-user and troll, that social media jokes hit differently when health is involved. Some commenters supported him heavily, while others still somehow found a way to joke. T.G. Omori typed on X, "I got 1,000 lives in me to live." While we have Dami Foreign, who responded to that saying, "With another person's kidney." Then we have a roll-up of T.G. Omori's response, which goes, "Life is deeper than using someone's near-death pain to mock them. You will learn life with this one. Hold on tight to whatever you believe in. God be with you." So, you know, the internet can sympathize with you at 9 a.m. and also roast you by 9:15. But then again, nowhere to draw the line. All right, moving to the next line of celebrity response. Nigerians and marriage discourse. It never finishes. What an undefeated combination. Basket mouth ex-wife Elsie Okocha reacts to post about failed marriages. Now we have Nelly Agbogu, popularly known as Niger Brand Chick, who posted this on her timeline saying, "Someone told me she doesn't have her husband as her emergency contact, and I asked why. She said, 'Cause he won't pick her calls, normally talk more of emergency.' I felt sad for her." Then Elsie reacted to that post, saying, "And sometimes you wonder the essence of marriage. What then is the tip of the iceberg of what women go through? Sad," with an exclamation mark. Immediately, Elsie reacted on that post by Nelly Agbogu. The comments became divided between protect your peace and fight for your home. Everybody suddenly had a personal testimony, relationship quotes, or heartbreak experience ready to drop. But then one comment stole the spotlight, which was Drone Captain _AZ, who said, "If your marriage fails, you'll become a philosopher." That got the comments rolling. But then at this point, Nigeria comment sections are basically free therapy sessions with background insults. All right, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms at Silverbird TV and to stream this broadcast on YouTube at Silverbird TV. More headlines online coming your way. Don't go anywhere. We are back. This is the comment section where your point of view matters the most. The moment Nigerians hear social media regulation, everybody starts typing like an underground activist. Some people say social media has become too toxic and needs control. Others believe any regulation in Nigeria is noise. Meanwhile, NYSC members online are just trying not to accidentally tweet themselves into extension service, but what needs to be said needs to be said. Click it. According to him, responsible use of digital platforms is important to national security, discipline, and public order. But then let's read what the street is saying. We have Balo on Instagram who says, "Does public officers obey rules and regulations of this country?" Question mark. We also have the King _Doint on Instagram as well who says, "Obey this, obey that, but you can't save a core member when kidnapped." Also, Ray5 typed misplaced priorities SMH. What more can I say? What more can we say? God bless Nigeria. Moving on now to this story that's got the internet buzzing. This conversation scattered the comment section instantly, entirely. If you have to be a runs girl, in quotes, Do it, but don't stay there, Shafi Bello says. That was from Mariah's Brown talk show. Some people called it realistic advice about survival and growth. Others said celebrities normalize too much these days. But the internet being the internet, plenty commenters said it turned into life coaches, financial advisors, moral instructors, or just overnight.
You're teasing me, naughty, naughty.
Here are some comments in the thread. Let's take it one after the other. We have Gap Dose on X, who says, word of wisdom from an alumni. And we also have Man Like Pharaoh 07, who typed, great advice from a mother. I will take another comment. This is Jelani_OJ, who says, all of a sudden, all the men in the comment section are morally upright. LOL. So who are the people that patronize them? Question mark. And finally, we have one more comment. This is He is July, who typed, full stop. Choices, decisions, actions happening live in the comments. The men are crying, the women are weighing the statements. All right, let's take a quick break before we continue with the Unfiltered segment. Don't go anywhere.
Don't throw stones in a glass house.
No nation or people can achieve greatness using violence.
And when we do violence or do acts of violence, it kills the other person.
Peace cannot be achieved through violence.
According to the late great Nelson Mandela, great anger and violence cannot build a nation.
So many of us have forgotten the importance of unity in achieving the greater Nigeria.
Ask yourself before you make any decision, will it bring about love? Will it spread peace and unity? And will it bring about the progress of your community?
There cannot be enough explanation to justify violent acts.
You should not respond to violence with violence, but rather with peace and love. Keep the peace. Stop the violence.
This is a message from the Silverbird Group.
Welcome back. Celebrity Unfiltered has the most flickering moment that keeps us talking. This is the part of the show where we remove filters, packaging, fake accents, and say things exactly as they are. Who is our guest today? Let's check this out together. I'll be back.
Hi everyone, my name is Gafar Abayomi Amzat. I am a model, an actor, producer, creative director, executive producer, and I am live in the comments section, Unfiltered. Let's go. Is there anything to feel? I don't feel anything. People, will say what they have to say. As long as you're not hitting my family, and even if that, you can't PS me. I don't care. You don't pay my bills. It depends. If I don't want you to come around me again, I'll block you. If I know it might bother me just a bit and I'm like, I don't want this to resurface, I'll block you. If I feel like it's funny to me, I might quite be entertained and I'll just ignore and then laugh at it. This one, they do like woman. But in my head, I'm like, so? Never say anything. That's my own response in my head, but I ignore as well. On Instagram. Crazy people over there. Because I don't really have a lot of engagement on X. I wasn't never an X person. I've always grew up on Instagram. When Twitter was Twitter, everybody would be tweeting, wake up in the morning. I've been a private person. I just left the bar. I just left this. And I'm like, why do you have to let the word know, heavy move? So I've always just been on Instagram, post my pictures, post my content, and keep it moving. They're sending me nudes. And I was just like, well, ha. I just block. That's like the craziest. If I have to just be unfiltered, because we are here, unfiltered, live. none. I'm never gonna, if I can, depending on what they say, but engaging with them or feed into their ego. So I'd rather not. Pepe Atarudo. Because I come with fire. I don't play games. My manager, because he knows me exactly. It's just like me. He doesn't take nonsense. He ignores. He can be quite sensitive, but he pick and chooses battles. Funke Akindele with no doubts. Yeah, when I worked with Beyonce, I will never forget somebody who actually knew my story, may his soul rest in peace now, and told me I knew this day was coming. And he has actually said it to me, said you were just not a regular person, and working with the Queen and knowing my face was front and center. When I read that comment section when he said, "Didn't I tell you this?" And it really broke me into tears. I think you as an individual need to be aware of your mental health yourself. You need to know who and what you tolerate and what you feed into. Not everyone is strong enough to take bullets and take, criticism, either positive or negatively, but you just have to know who you are, know exactly what you've put out there, and know exactly what you need to receive. So in the aspect, you just have to have tough skin. Not everyone is going to be like me, never everyone's going to be like you, so it's a yes, and it's a tricky question, honestly. I can't say yes, and that's why I say yes and no, because everyone is different. People handle, the way people can handle, death. Not everyone can handle it the right way. My brother, when my grandma died, he didn't cry, and I looked at him, like, because he literally said we're going to die one day, and I look at him like, ooh. So everyone is different, and you never know how people will react. But for people, I don't know if I could give advice, but if people who are actually out there and then they get response, or they see something that they feel like this is about to take me into depression or depression mode, even if it's true, but remember, these people are not feeding you. These people has nothing to bring to your table, so why should you put yourself in that predicament? Remember that. I feel amazing. I feel good. I feel like I'm actually doing what I want to do. I like to inspire. I like to educate. As a leader, I like to give a little bit of advice about how I got here, because people want to be inspired, and I think this is why I'm here, honestly. It's like everything is coming in a circle. I've always dreamed for this day, and I think this is what's happening right now. Work, be yourself, never be discouraged. Always go after your dreams. Never, ever let anybody challenge you, put you into depression, and remember, you got this every day, every time. And you are just as important as the wealthiest person in the world. You are not small, you are big. Remember that, and that will get you into doors you think you can never be. I am a living testimony of that.
All right, here you have it. It was Gaffa Abayomi, our guest on Unfiltered, a creative director, actor, and runway coach who brazed and graced our screen with every information about him on social media. Okay, we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with the stories for today. Don't go anywhere.
From your very first day in secondary school, to campus dreams that kept you awake at night, to that first job interview that changed everything. From traffic on 3rd Mainland Bridge to quiet midnight thoughts under an open sky, there has always been one frequency riding with you. Rhythm 93.7 FM didn't just play music, we scored your moments. When you celebrated, we turned it up. When you stumbled, we lifted your spirit. When the nation held its breath, we stayed present, informing, connecting, caring. Across Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Abuja, and every heartbeat in between. One rhythm, one sound, one family. And now, beyond borders, streaming across continents, connecting Nigerians in the diaspora and global listeners searching for the sound of home. We didn't just grow, We grew with you. Through weddings and wins, through heartbreaks and hustle, through late nights, early mornings, and everything in between. Because it was never just radio. It's lifestyle, it's culture, it's connection. More music, less noise, more feeling, more life. This isn't just a station. This is your rhythm. Rhythm FM, growing with you everywhere.
All right, welcome back. To wrap up our main stories, let's talk about Regina Daniels for a second. This was during a recent live stream with TikToker Javis. Daniels explained that she has mentally stepped away from the idea of marriage, but remains determined to expand her family. She says to Javis, I want to have 6 children. I have 2 already, 2 boys. It's so crazy, but for some reason, I have checked my mind out from getting married, but I'm going to have a girl, and I must have a girl. That was what she said. But she further noted that she believes daughters are more likely to care for their parents in old age compared to sons who often build their own families. She said in her words, men will grow, get married, and focus more on building family. But for women, she will always remember home. Social media did not waste 1 second. Different hot takes in the comment section. Let's check it out. We have Sugar of Lagos who says, when you finally taste the forbidden fruit, with so much laughing emojis. Now we have Peace Arikbo who also typed, but why is the comment section crying? That's a question. Now we have Franca Noble who responded to that. The men are really triggered in this comment section. Also to another comment, we have the main vote who typed, ha 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 ha. The men are so pained. I don't understand why they attach so much emotions to marriage. Now we take a final one by Real Ugom who typed, in name, calm down. It's too early to make such decisions. People are really out for men because it seems they are crying more according to what I'm reading in the comment section. All right, let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll get into comment history 101. Don't go anywhere. 'Yes, we are back. It's still the comment section with your official mouthpiece, T-Shine. Before we go, let's learn something real quick. Welcome to History 101. Check out this video.
"26-year-old student Tiwa is also desperate to make sure that today she gives the performance of her life.
I want to give a performance that when I walk out of that room, they're all like, she has to be in the Final Four. That's my dream.
And you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive when you feel like hope is gone. Look inside you and be strong. You'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. It wasn't as good as the other times, but we'll see. I don't know. That's it.
Years ago in 2006, a young Tiwa Savage took her first steps towards stardom by auditioning for the X Factor UK, a reality music competition known for discovering fresh talent. Though she was eventually eliminated before the finals, but the experience became a defining chapter in her incredible music journey. Look at what she is today. This clip reminded people that success stories rarely happen overnight. Before the global recognition, hit songs, and superstar lifestyle, Tiwa Savage was already chasing opportunities years ago. That's a lesson to learn. And that's it on today's episode of the comment section. Which story was your favorite and what's your hot take on it? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Share with me your biggest highlight of the show. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media pages at Silverbird TV to drop your comment. Best believe your comment will always make the headline. I'm your host and official mouthpiece, T-Shine. Remember, think before you type. Stop cyberbullying. Until the next episode, keep it real in the comment section. Thanks for watching.